Hi, I'm Phillip James, and I am the Senior Director for Annual Giving at the University of Cincinnati Foundation. I currently have strategic oversight of our Digital Philanthropy Center, as well as manage both of our giving days, UC Day of Giving and Giving Tuesday. I have been with the foundation for 10 plus years.
And hello, my name is Emily Kelly. I am the Digital Philanthropy Center Manager here with the UC Foundation. I have complete oversight of all of our day-to-day Digital Philanthropy Center or DPC operations. So I am very much in our program every single day, which is very exciting. And I just hit in January 3 years with the UC Foundation.
We signed on with VanillaSoft in the fall of 2020 and began calling in February of 2021. Some of the features that really drew us initially to VanillaSoft was the endless opportunity for customization. Especially with VanillaSoft, you can make it what you want it to be. Anything from the custom fields to reports and much more. And of course, the ability to call, text, video, and email all from one software really sold us on VanillaSoft. Some of our priorities when we were looking at softwares was we really wanted a software that allowed us the ability to run a traditional call center, of course, and the flexibility of inbound calling, texting, email, and video capabilities. We wanted the ability also to, for the software to allow us to do leadership annual giving at some point down the road. That wasn't our initial, thought when we were looking at VanillaSoft. We definitely wanted the traditional calling opportunity, but we knew in the future we wanted to be able to do leadership annual giving potentially through VanillaSoft, and the system allowed us to do both.
So for me, when I came into using VanillaSoft, as I mentioned earlier, I started with the UC Foundation in January. And as Phillip had discussed, they had already been with VanillaSoft since fall of 2020. So I was a little lucky that when I came in, all of VanillaSoft was created for me. So there was not a lot of back-end heavy lifting that I had to do. However, I had come from a previous university and that had used a completely different calling software. So I was very nervous initially when I was onboarding and learning about VanillaSoft, because even as my time as a caller here at UC, we used that same calling software. So for the, 7 years that I had been in the calling space by that point, I was only ever using that one software. So I was very nervous about, oh my gosh, I have to learn this. And in a couple of weeks, I then have to teach it to callers. And I don't know how this is going to go for me, but I found, my onboarding with VanillaSoft very simple, very easy. It's incredibly user-friendly. And also, as I said earlier, due to the nature of my job, I'm pretty much in VanillaSoft every single day. So with it being so user-friendly and my need to be in it every day, I picked up using everything on the back end very quickly. I don't know, maybe I'm not a pro, but I find myself to be very proficient. Phillip always refers to me as the VanillaSoft subject matter expert. When people on our team come to us for questions, he always defers to me. So I guess that means that, I'm pretty solid on VanillaSoft. So I was very surprised and excited about how quickly I was able to pick it up, considering I hadn't been part of that implementation team. So that was something that I really appreciated about VanillaSoft. Our results here at the UC Foundation at the DPC, each year that we have been using VanillaSoft, we have been able to top the previous year's performance, which is very exciting for us. We opened our doors for calling in February of 2021. And since then, we have been able to raise over $1.2 million from just over 10,800 commitments, which has been very exciting for us. We've really been able to quickly pivot if we decide to implement a new strategy, such as calling a new segment or group of people, or if we decide, hey, we need to change our approach. So, for example, at the end of last fiscal year, we needed to change our approach from being more dollars focused to more commitments focused. And we were easily able to update scripting and change our approach with using VanillaSoft. Previously we would have had to wait for people to develop scripting for us and go in and make those changes. I was able to go in, do that immediately, and calling that night, we were ready to go. So we've really been happy with the ability to quickly, move and adjust as we need to. The flexibility and control really has been a game changer when it comes to our results. Like I said, our main metrics are probably the same as everyone. We put a lot of emphasis on dollars, commitments, and our credit card rates. And we've seen those, like I said, increase every single fiscal year that we've been using VanillaSoft, which has been very exciting. FY24, so our current fiscal year, we are on pace for this to be our biggest one yet. But we've also said that for the past 3 fiscal years that we've been using VanillaSoft. So it definitely, using VanillaSoft has really changed our results for the better.
One thing regarding our results that we've been able to do with VanillaSoft is make our calls much more conversational. Prior to VanillaSoft, they were very transactional. And since the change to VanillaSoft, we've received numerous feedback from our constituents saying they really appreciate being able to talk to the students in a much more meaningful way, as opposed to just picking up the phone and getting straight to the ask of the phone call, which they know that it's coming, but they do appreciate learning about the student's experience, being able to share their experience at their time at UC as well. So we've really valued the conversations as opposed to the transactions as well. So.
Yeah, so when it comes to our students using VanillaSoft, we were very lucky that we had enough of a break, you could say, between when we went from our call center being managed by a third-party program to becoming an in-house operation. So we had enough of a break that none of the staff that we onboarded, in December, January, February had ever had experience with a calling software that was not VanillaSoft. And as I talked about in my experience, the callers picked it up almost as quickly as I did, probably quicker. We know this generation is very tech savvy. So I think because the layout is very user friendly and it makes a lot of sense with the workflow as well, that they were very easily able to pick that up. They, from what I can tell, really enjoy using VanillaSoft. I haven't had any complaints, which is really great. There's not been a single time that we've ever lost hours or shifts because the software was not performing or anything like that, which is certainly a blessing, that we've not had to, send students home because, hey, there was a problem. We can't figure out what it is. So we have to wait until tomorrow. So everyone needs to go home tonight. We've not had that experience, which has certainly helped our results very much. And I think also that ability, as Phillip talked about earlier, to really customize VanillaSoft to what our program needs has also really allowed for a very positive caller experience. It really fits with what we are needing it to do, what our constituents, how they behave, how, our calls are structured, securing credit card gifts and that sort of thing. So that has really also resulted in a really positive, not only for myself using VanillaSoft, but for our callers as well.
As we look forward in our next few years with VanillaSoft, I think we're looking, of course, for continued growth in dollars and commitments. As Emily mentioned, each year we have continued to grow that, and that's always the goal, right? Is to grow dollars and commitments. Another area that we are looking to grow in would be in engagement outreach. We have done a little bit of that with our partners on the Alumni Association, as far as whether it's event reminder calls or event reminder texts, that sort of thing. So I think that's something that we are looking to continue to grow as well in the future years.
To piggyback off of what Phillip said, that's also a goal that I have for the callers, is to start exploring that non-fundraising outreach. FY24 is actually our first fiscal year that we have been able to say that we are officially at full calling capacity, meaning that we are able to utilize all 32 of our calling stations. In previous fiscal years, there's been one thing or another, whether it was COVID restrictions or some IT department restrictions on our ability to use all of our calling stations. So FY24 was the first year that we've been able to do that. And, looking at ways that we can sort of keep it fresh, not only for our callers, but also our constituents, as the past few years has been a predominantly fundraising focus for us. So a lot of our constituents know, hey, this is probably going to be a fundraising call. But to Phillip's point, if we were able to expand that into thank you phone calls or care calls or other types of outreach, I think not only would that make it more enjoyable for our students, because it's fun to do different things every night, but it also would be more fun for our constituents. If we have a staff of 32 students each shift, taking even just 5 of those students and having them make thank you calls, and then having our other 27 make fundraising phone calls, I don't see where we would not be able to still keep our sustained level of success in fundraising, while also exploring other non-fundraising types of outreach.
I would say don't give up on phone. It's been our experience that the phone program isn't dead. Whether you're looking for a traditional phone program, DXO, Leadership Annual Giving type of program, VanillaSoft has a solution for you. We've been able to connect with alumni through our Digital Philanthropy Center. And how else would we have been able to connect with them other than a phone call, a text, an email? In many cases, this is the only connection for a large number of alumni with the university. So why would we move away from that? So that's my kind of words of wisdom. Don't give up on the phone program.
Mine would be a little more VanillaSoft specific, and mine is Phillip probably is going to laugh when he hears this, but let VanillaSoft build your performance reports. When we initially started using VanillaSoft, we did have an internal team member who was part of the implementation team who really, the VanillaSoft reporting was his area of expertise. He took it over, built a lot of reports, and really was the person that if I had a question or I realized, hey, we're having a little bit of a problem with this, he would be able to help. Well, when that person left, Phillip and another team member of ours and me, we all were kind of looking at each other like, do you know how to do this? No. Okay. Do you know? So we kind of realized we had a deficiency in that area. So we reached out to VanillaSoft for help, and we have been able to build and create and have so many amazing reports that I myself, I would have spent weeks probably trying to fix one cell on a report that I send it to VanillaSoft and they had it done that night, which is wonderful. So my advice is always, let VanillaSoft build your reports. They know what they're doing. They know how to tailor it to your program and what you need. Unless you are someone who is a VanillaSoft reporting subject matter expert, I would say leave it to them to build your reports to make sure that you can get the best performance and the best data possible for your program.